with me. Let's go. So, after I got to thinking about perception and, the situation that we're in this country, and, the awakening of some people, and then some people that are just like totally asleep on the subject. And, the question I ask myself is, and I think in a lot of situations, that's not something that's really definable, because there is no constant. What's constant in racism? What's constant in anything when there's always perspective? And I think that's what we lack. I think it's people through our own eyes. And we don't necessarily these days respect experience. We get to in front of our parents, and we get in front of coworkers, and we get in front of associates, and we try to act like we know every fucking thing. When in actuality, when you always try to act like you know everything, it shows how little you do know. And I think the same thing can be said about prejudice, specifically racism. When you look at 45, a lot of white people jump on the bandwagon because that's what his campaign really was ran on. That, he supports a people that's used to privilege. And because these people are used to privilege, personally attacked by having an African-American president, because an African-American president did things for everybody. And this country isn't used to doing things for minorities. They don't people to have fair opportunities here. And it's not fair for LGBTQ community to be able to have any fair rights like any other human being. That's unheard of. And like you look at every single example, you have Mexicans coming here, and even though the history of Caucasians coming here has been a takeover, it's not okay now. All of a sudden, this is just not okay. It's unacceptable at this point. And it kind of makes you wonder, why is everything always okay for you and your ancestors to do, but when it comes to other people, oh, wait a minute. That's when, because we can't be fair to everyone. And then I have to ask myself this question. If you act just like your ancestors did, and then every time somebody addresses the fact that you do things that are prejudiced, you say, oh, that was my ancestors. I don't understand. Move, Tyler. Tyler, move. I don't really understand that. I don't understand the logic behind it. Why is everyone who does what you do wrong, and every time you do something wrong, it's right? And you can say it's not racism. You don't even want to tolerate the fact that somebody wants to call you a racist. and then you have the audacity to say, let's make America great again. When they created America, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was great for you. That's why you think everything is so right, because you only think of things in your own line of sight. You don't think about other people. You only think about white people. Good for white people. You don't think about minorities. You don't think about anybody else but your fucking ancestors. Doesn't make you no fucking different. You're the same. And for minorities, you know what? For the minorities that are jumping on the bandwagon and they support that shit, you had Uncle Toms then too. You had people who were minorities who would turn on their own people because they were brainwashed to do so. How does that make that any different these days? I wish, or if you put me on Fox, I don't even know the guy, Tucker, whatever his fucking name is, I would destroy him. I would fucking destroy him because I don't have to sit up here and call you a racist. It's not even necessary. I don't need to call a person a racist when you can just ask a person, why are you doing this? Why do you do this to people? Why this way? And why is the way that you think in line with your ancestry? Murderers. They murdered and raped and killed people for 400 years. They didn't pay for it. Their children never paid for it. But you're in a position of power, of comfortability, because of the blood and the sweat and the... Not only do you not recognize the fact your ancestors did what they did, you're okay with covering up history and making it fucking fake. And then you want to stand by, the shit, and you want to say, well, you know, if you get out here and you get a degree from European perspective, a degree of lies, a degree basically that talks about American history as from... But that's okay. And you expect people, minorities who have traumatic experiences for hundreds of years in the Jim Crow era, which is not that far, and those people aren't even held accountable for what they did. This is the largest fucking joke ever. This is a fucking joke. There is no greatness in what America... And if you believe that there was greatness in it, you're a fucking lie. Because America's a lie. And until America starts telling the truth, and people of color stop buying into that lie, we're gonna go backwards. Let's go. We're gonna keep going backwards. And you know what? You know, and the way that we can look at this whole scenario is look at how we treat this earth. This earth provides us with water to drink. 70% of our body is water. Water to drink, food to eat, air to breathe. And then there's another portion of it that's not really, but mentally, we need each other. That's why there's not one of us on this earth. There's a lot of us. There's billions of people on this earth. We need each other. But the things that we do, well, I'm not gonna say we do, the things that the infrastructure of not just this country, there's other countries that do it too, but mostly experience is based on this. So that's when I'm gonna base my against all that. We're killing the earth, cutting down trees, raping the earth, toxifying the air, toxifying the water, killing each other, segregating each other. And we do this shit just because. We do this shit just because. There's no logical reason to it, we're just doing it. What sense does this make? People have got to wake up within the minority communities. And what we have to do is we have to reject this history. You want me to excel in history? Teach me fucking history. So blown away and so disgusted with this world, at these people. You know, you still have people nowadays that are telling people, if you don't like it here, go back to Africa. How does that make you different from your ancestors? You still have got people calling black people monkeys. How are you different from your ancestors? You still have people saying, we're going to put you back in chains. This is not something. This country always has been racist. It's still racist, and will continue to be racist. Come on. And people, hook, line, and sinker, love it. They embrace America. You know what? The only thing that I can respect is the truth is out now. that you can see it. It's not a hidden agenda question. Guess what? We see you at these rallies. We see you. We see you as a white supremacist. Why is there room? Why would there ever be a need for a white supremacist here in this time? Why would there be such a great need for a white supremacist at this time? 400 years wasn't enough. You couldn't get your superiority in 400 years. With the way the system is set up now, and schools teach lies, and you're in positions of power. POTUS is majority white. You don't put anybody in minority status with any strength, any real intelligence, or any minority experience. You put these whitewashed people in these positions that the entire African American community hates and despises. That's not putting a minority in office. You're just controlling the fuck out of people. And you just do it for face value. I fucking hate this. I fucking hate this country, and I hate these people. I don't hate what this land was before. I hate America. I hate what it turned into. And, you know, ultimately, they're gonna end up killing everyone. Because these people don't care about the environment. They don't care about people. The only thing they care about is green. That's it. That's a devil.